How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid. Like we spoke about in a previous video, we wanted to see it hold up at least $22. It was able to do that, but with the market conditions that we are in, I want to make sure you guys are prepared for this coming week. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $22.63 and we have no percentage change on the day. On the low, it tested $22.01, and then on the high, testing $23.73. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 33.252 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 35.232 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, but again, we saw consistency in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 35.62. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 100-day, the 50-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So as you can see, the low on the day was at $22. And if you guys remember, I was saying this is the area you want to see hold up. Going into Monday, you're going to want to see a continuation of this. If we don't have that, then of course, this is where I'm going to be looking forward to seeing if we could actually hold up support right around $21.18. This will be a level to keep an eye on because if this level does break, that's where I could see Lucid getting down below $20. If you're going to be looking for a bullish reversal out of this play, it's going to have to come back to 25. I've said that many times already, and $25 is going to be that level. And that is why it bears some significance. So the moment it can get to 25, then you'd want to see it get back to the 21-day EMA at least around $27. I am not seeing that unless we see a strong run up because we can't ignore the fact we do have resistance here right around 24.72. So let's see how it performs going into Monday, but it'll be very interesting to see if it can hold up 22. And let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Lucid. As we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So for March the 3rd, we have Walleye Capital LLC with a put position of 22,500 shares, and then as well as for March the 1st, Parkside Financial Bank and Trust with 200 shares purchased. And as far as when we go back, these ones we've already covered. And then when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 58.00%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 7.76 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 550,000, updated 1 minute ago. And then when we take a look at the short biopsy rate for the latest, it is at 16.91%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we could see for the close of March the 3rd, it was at 60.70, and then for the close of March the 4th, being at 58. So what this shows us right away, yes, Lucid does continue to have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So as we take a look at the inflow, it's at 147, and then on the outflow, it's at 168. So we had an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 4.19. On the medium, it was 90.32. And then on the small, it was 52.50. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 8.09. On the medium, it was 104. And then on the small, it was 55.73. And keep in mind, these numbers are in the millions. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for the close of March the 4th, it being at negative outflow of 3.9 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then for the large, represents whales, institutions, or funds, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 2.02%. So again, we're used to it being around 1.6% for Lucid. So one thing that is very clear, there is some more trading going on, but since we have the conditions we have inside of the market and weakness inside of tech, I'm not surprised with the sell-off. So we'll talk about it further inside of the final thoughts. So let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for Lucid in regards to the price action, I'll be very curious to see if it could hold up the $22 level going into this week. I'm seeing this stock fall below $20 in the near future. So whether it happens for the coming week or the week after, it is going to happen. We've been seeing there have been a lot of changes in regards to analyst expectations. We're seeing price targets being lowered, and also the market conditions, a lot of people are just selling. And it is not a great condition right now at the moment for the tech sector. We're seeing a cyclical move going on. We're seeing more plays in the oil and as well as the energy and as well as in the defense sectors, commodities and so forth. That's where you want to be putting your attention to if you want to take advantage of big moves. And what's going on with Lucid? We just want to see if you can hold on to support levels, but right now from how the chart is looking, it continues to look bearish. It continues to trade all of our major moving averages. So if you are a long-term investor or you're interested in getting to this play, I would continue to exercise some patience. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, of course there does continue to be interest on the institutional side, but one thing that is very clear though, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So if there ends up being a catalyst or some sort of big news announced, then we can look forward to seeing Lucid making some strong moves. But for now, with the way how things are, I'm not seeing a lot of action. And if you want to see a reversal out of this stock, it's going to have to reclaim $25 and then make its way to $27. And then we could see maybe some demand will pick up, but I'm just not seeing it. I just want to make sure I'm being straight up with you guys. And if you are a trader, of course, you could take advantage of it on the downside and as well as on the upside. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.